Hello and welcome to Banking Frontiers Live. I'm Sneha Agrawal and today I'm here to introduce you to one of the leading lady luminaries of the BFSI sector on the occasion of International Women's Day. Today we have Monu Jain, who is the country head mid-corporate banking and SME business, along with the executive vice president at IndusInd Bank. Welcome, ma'am.
Thank you, Sneha. Thank you very much. I started my journey 25 years back in corporate career with the Bank of America and moved on to IndusInd Bank some 13 years back when there was a big management change. So I am a two organization career woman. I've studied from IIM Bangalore and Lady Shri Ram College before that. I have two grown boys, and as a person, I have evolved into somebody who's become very fond of nature and yoga and meditation, and birding are few of my hobbies, if you can put it that way right now. So thank you. Yes.
Okay. So today we'll be talking about habits. So, ma'am, what are the key habits that have contributed in your professional success?
Sneha, as they say, man is a creature of habits. Well, so are women, and I am no different. Habits have a unique way of making life easy. When the brain, when you acquire a habit, the brain rewires so that doing that task takes very little energy and makes it much more efficient. And that's the reward you get by forming good habits. And so, yes, I'm also a creature of habits. I think top on the list for my habits which have helped me succeed or do well in professional is this striving for excellence. It's been innate in me right from the beginning. It helps me put my best foot forward. So always there is, when you have belief in yourself, then you tend to stretch that extra mile because you want to give whatever you're doing, you want to give it the best. My third very, very important habit is planning and being organized. So I am a very calendarized person, and I think I could be to the other extreme, but planning helps you get the most out of your day. For women, we are running so many roles. We are mothers, we are daughters, we are wives, we are career women. There is so many balls you're juggling every day, and if you are well planned, that's one sure short way of making sure no ball fall. Over the years, I have also got into meditation, as I was mentioning. It is, I believe, today not just a habit for the old, the retired, but it is something which helps you calm down, soothe your nerves. It helps me focus immensely. The concentration increases, which leads to increase in efficiency. And with spirituality comes the empathy for your team, the people around you, because you're no longer jumping. You are taking everything easy.
That's
So yeah,
wonderful.
these are a few of the habits, and I'm sure there's so many more, but these are the top of the mind right now.
Okay. So habits really help you in a lot of things.
Right.
So which of these habits did you develop earlier in life and which of these did you develop later?
Sneha, actually, to think about it, a lot of them were earlier in life. I can say for sure, striving for excellence has always been there. I used to be like number one everywhere I used to go. And in fact, it's leading into something which was perfection, which I'm trying to get away from now. So, distinguishing between striving for excellence versus perfection, that's been a very early on habit. Diligence has always been with me. Organizing and planning, I am paranoid about it. It's almost like an OCD, but it just helps me so much. Everything is kept in the right place, everything is organized, you save on so much time. So when I was on the journey for striving for excellence, I would take it to the other end to say, be perfect. Everything has to be 120%. But as one grows up, and I think women do end up multitasking a lot more than any other creature on earth, you do realize that there is an optimum level and then there is perfection. And the journey from optimum to perfection takes so much more energy that some other balls fall in the process. So I think that's a habit which I've learned with great difficulty, to walk away from perfection. And I think it makes things faster, smoother, yet you get there at 99%, not 100%, but it works.
So that is something I can relate to because I also tend to take more time and energy to do things more perfectly. So I'll keep that in
Ah,
mind.
yeah.
Can you share some instances where habits have helped you leapfrog challenges in your career?
That's an interesting one. I think habits shape a person. So your actions that are actually a distillation of all your habits put together, and it shows in your day-to-day life. So in my professional career, like everybody else, I've also come across many challenges, right? And it's I think the way I have been shaped because of the way I behave, because of my habits, because of my thoughts and beliefs, it's made it easier. COVID, for example, has been a very stressful time, Sneha, especially in the financials. So, as you know, I'm a banker, and on the corporate banking side, we basically take care of the needs of corporates in terms of their lending. We give money to them. It's been a very, very stressful time for financial market per se because of the uncertainty and the unpredictability. Nobody knew what is going to be the impact of COVID on corporates, and hence the follow on impact, the ripple effect on the bank's lending books. We adapted, we learned from the new situation how to get onto the new age digital media, how to interact with people, how to manage your books. You learned new ways of synthesizing data, you learned new ways of interpreting what's happening with the corporates. One picked up a lot more on what's happening in the economy, how to connect with people who are directly linked into the government to understand possible ways, impacts, futures, policy making. So all of that came from the basic habits of learning, of diligence, and I think perseverance.
So, ma'am, since you have developed so many good habits, so are there any techniques that you use to accelerate the adoption of these habits?
I think it's more subconscious than conscious. And clearly, repetition is the key. And you keep doing the same thing for 21 days. I think 21 is the legal, the most optimum tenor that is often spoken about. And your brain gets rewired in that time. But you also need to fix a reward for yourself when you're trying to adopt a new habit. But to go through those 21 days without breaking the chain, you need to say, if I do this, then I will give myself 15 minutes or whatever, something that makes you feel good. Dopamine has to kick in
Yeah.
after that habit.
So, on that note, what, according to you, are habits that are relevant for women, especially working women?
Okay, so I've got about 25 years of working, and I come from a generation 25 years back when our IIM batch had only 20% women, when engineering was not considered the right profession for women. And from a time when you're in office, you are probably 5% of the women female population is 5% is the women. Things have changed a lot along the way, but it doesn't take away the fact that a woman ends up managing a lot of things with a lot of responsibility, with a lot of care. And I also believe inherently that women have this diligence which is inborn, the loyalty, the diligence, as well as because of the high EQ that women have, they're able to be very efficient, they're able to be very good at work. So with this kind of workload that women have, the kind of things you're doing, you're moving from managing your house to your children's studies, and they're shaping their futures to running a business either as an entrepreneur or at a profession as a professional. Planning and organization becomes the key. It is a very critical habit for ensuring that you have good time management, and that you make your day expand and elongate. With your focused preparedness and planning, you can make sure that every meeting is crisp, that you're spending time where you need to, you are able to make sure that there is the chaos, like I said earlier, is minimized, right? Bring more predictability into your day, and it helps you tide over a lot happily and efficiently. So that to me is one very, very important habit.
So, ma'am, according to you, what are some impactful books that you would like to recommend for younger women?
Like I said, reading is something I have not been able to keep up with, but there is a book that has had a huge impact on me. It's a book called *Sapiens* by Yuval, and you've read the book.
Actually, I have that book, and my father is keen on me reading it. I have tried to read it, but I haven't completed it yet. So that is something I have to keep on with.
Absolutely. So that book, um, maybe it's good for every human being, not just a woman. It's a brief history of mankind with the kind of perspective it gives you. It makes you think. It's a very thought provoking book. It's got unique perspectives. It helps you understand how we all evolved, what makes us tick, and why wheat is no longer good, for example. So amazing book. I have it dog-eared, I have it underlined. That's a part of my diligence habit. So when I do something, I do it in a way that I will remember it. So yes, I would highly recommend that book. I've told my 15-year-old also to go through this. Just like you, he's still sitting with it, but I'm sure he'll get to it someday.
I'll also definitely try to complete it this time.
Yeah, yeah. No, you must. My one suggestion or advice for all working women who started their career is have the courage. Have the courage. Don't give up. There are so many times when there is temptation to give up. It's like I remember when I was mothering, and at in a career, when you're pregnant, you have kids, and everybody tends to think you're slow. Everybody tends to think you cannot cope up, right? You need to believe in yourself. Your family needs to believe in you. So consistency is the key. And
Yes.
I would say for all women, it's very important to be financially independent. It gives you your confidence. It's very important to follow your dreams. These habits will get you there. They'll get you to your dreams. They'll help you work towards it. But never give up. Perseverance.
Yes, I'll keep all those things in mind. So, ma'am, thank you so much for being here. It was a pleasure having you, and we look forward to have more such conversations with you in the future.
Absolutely, Sneha, anytime.
Thank
Thank you
you.
very much.
Thank you.
Pleasure being here.